The Trump campaign is aiming for a big upset victory in Minnesota. The state has voted for Democrat presidential candidates for the past decades, but President Trump is confident that he can flip the state. Joining us live with more on the battle for the North Star State is One America's Sani Unutoa. Hi, Sani. Good to see you. Good morning. What can you tell us about the fight for Minnesota?
Well, great to see you, Lily. The Trump campaign is going all in for Minnesota, and President Trump is vowing to win the state in November. And in fact, he's very well on the path to victory there. There's a growing number of voters there that are going to support President Trump. Actually, there's a growing number of Democrat voters who are supporting President Trump. There's a group of 6 Democrat mayors in the state's Iron Range region, which is responsible for a majority of the U.S. steel production. They've signed a letter saying they no longer support the Democrat Party's policies. They say that these policies have shut down businesses and caused thousands of people to lose their job. Now, they're not voting for the Democrat Party's nominee, Joe Biden, and instead they're endorsing President Trump. Here's a look at what they had to say at a campaign rally with Vice President Mike Pence.
As Greater Minnesota mayors from Democratic cities on the Iron Range, we write today formally to endorse the re-election of President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Mike Pence.
There's many people in northern Minnesota, and you know this, who truly are Republicans. They truly understand what's going on. Our job is to go out and reach those people and bring them over from the Democratic Farmer Labor Union, from the Democratic side, to this ticket, Vice President Pence and President Donald Trump.
Well, there you have it. Democrat mayors in Minnesota expressing their distaste, their dissatisfaction for the Democrat Party, and they're now saying that they're going to vote for President Trump.
Now, Sani, that's some pretty big news coming out of the state there. You said there's a growing number of voters in Minnesota who are supporting the president. Can you tell us a little bit more about why they want to re-elect the president for another 4 years and why they feel so strongly about him being in office?
Yes, well, I'll tell you what, Lily, a lot of these voters are just fed up with the restrictive measures that have caused businesses to shut down, as well as schools during this coronavirus pandemic. And they're also fed up with the destructive riots that have been taking place, mainly in major cities across Minnesota, that have destroyed dozens of businesses and caused thousands of people to be without a job. Now here's more on their concerns and why they're supporting the president.
As a young kid, I always brought up to be, Mom and Dad always said you should be a Democrat because that's for the worker and the farmer. And right now, that isn't the way it is.
I think he's a good president because he's done a lot for the working people. He cares about the citizens of the United States of America.
Now, Sani, the Trump campaign is making a serious effort to win Minnesota here. Can you tell us a little bit more about that effort and how likely is it for President Trump to win in a state that has voted for Democrats for decades now?
Well, let me take you back to 2012 when President Obama won Minnesota. Now, he won by about 8 points. Now, fast forward to 2016 when Hillary Clinton won. Now, this is a state that has voted for Democrats for decades. And here you have Democrat Hillary Clinton only winning by 1.5 percentage points. Now, if you look at the decline in Democrat support from the Obama era all the way up until when Hillary Clinton won Minnesota, that decline just speaks volumes. That just shows that a lot of Minnesota voters are dissatisfied with the Democrat Party and are moving more towards the GOP. And yes, the Trump campaign is going all in for Minnesota, making sure that President Trump wins the state in November. You have Vice President Mike Pence, who visited Duluth. You also have President Trump, who has made multiple trips there, and he's set to visit the state again before Election Day. You've also had Donald Trump Jr., as well as Laura Trump that have visited. And this is all in an effort to make sure that President Trump wins Minnesota. In fact, President Trump had recently mentioned that if he had visited Minnesota just one more time in 2016, he would have got that victory over Hillary Clinton. Now, President Trump has also showed us in 2016 that states that have traditionally voted for Democrats can be flipped to red. Now, he showed us this with Wisconsin, he showed us this with Michigan, and also Pennsylvania. And he's hoping to use that winning strategy to secure Minnesota's 10 electoral college votes, hoping that will propel him to victory for re-election and another 4 years in office.
Well, Sani, I know you mentioned the vice president visiting Duluth there in the state, and I hope that President Trump doesn't make that one last visit that he said he needed.
Yes, he's definitely planning on visiting that Minnesota at least one more time before Election Day.
We're pretty close to it. Thank you again for that report. One America's Sani Unutoa.
Yes, my pleasure.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.